What is up, everybody? Welcome back to SoCal SoCial. I am Scarlett, and today I have Julian Bradley. I originally met him like 2.5 years ago, and our entire conversation was based around manifestation. And I remember leaving feeling on top of the world. And I was like, I just want to know more and practice this. And I was so inspired. So today, instead of covering more of the branding side of things, we're doing manifestation and daily habits, everything just to be more successful if you are looking to venture towards starting a brand or a company.
Yeah.
So to kick off the day, we'll start with how you wake up.
Okay, so thank you so much, Scarlett, for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. I'm so excited.
And I preface this with how you wake up, right? So how you wake up is how you're going to continue the day. And especially if you're in sales, if you're an entrepreneur, there's going to be times where you need to motivate yourself. And that's every single day. And the best time to do that is in the beginning of the day. I'll give you this analogy, right? So let's say, for example, I give you a soda can, but this soda can has already some soda out of it. And you give it to a toddler and they squish it. They can squish it. They can dent the can. They can, bend the can, right? Because the can's not pressurized. So every time you do your morning rituals, what you're doing is basically pressurizing yourself. So all those BS things that can happen throughout the day that can kind of throw you off, it doesn't affect you, right? You can hand the can to a bodybuilder and they couldn't necessarily dent the can if it was fully pressurized, right? Yeah. So doing your morning routine sets the stage for how you're going to react for the rest of the day. And the best thing that I would say when you first wake up is to notice what you're thinking and put yourself in a state of gratitude instantaneously. Start saying things out loud and start feeling the things that you're grateful for. When you put yourself in a state of gratitude, it's like a momentum effect. And then basically what happens is the cool thing is you can't be worried or anxious and grateful at the same time. You can't be upset and grateful at the same time. Gratefulness is a state of joy, and it's something that piggybacks other things that are going to help you through your day. So I'll go into like some of the things that I do first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, one of the things you can do is set limits for your phone. Make sure that you have app blockers on there. Turn off your Instagram. Turn off any social media apps. Lock it so you don't have access to these for the first hour, whatever that first hour is for you. Make sure that it's specifically for you. This is your time to self-love, self-care, right? The worst thing that you can ever do is first wake up and then put your attention to your emails, to social media, to any marketing, because that's people wanting your attention. And your attention is best served for you in the morning when you're focusing on yourself and your vibration. And that's what really comes down to when it comes to manifestation. We can manifest everything that we want as long as we are consistent with it and we're in the right vibration. And one of the key things that I do in the morning to kind of set that up is I do a thing called Miracle Morning. So the Miracle Morning book is a system that I've been implementing for over 10 years now. The author's Hollow Rod, and he has a system called the Savers, SAVERS. And what that means is S stands for silence. So first thing in the morning, what are you doing? You're saying your prayers, you're being grateful, you're starting off with gratitude, right? Being blessed to have another day. A stands for affirmations. Affirmations, things that you want to speak into existence. You say that with full conviction. You feel them, right? S-A-V. V is visualization. Visualization is what you visualize your higher self to be, right? And also you doing the tasks that allow you to be your higher self. You got to visualize yourself doing the things that you need to do in order to get to that next level. And also you need to visualize yourself experiencing challenges and overcoming them challenges, right? Because you're going to have challenges. So you need to not only visualize everything going well, because when things don't go well, obviously now all of a sudden you're going to feel some type of way.
Right.
The best thing to do is already acknowledge that things are going to happen, right? And then you see the barrier, you see the wall, and then now you visualize yourself going over that. All right, and then once you get that down, it's like it's a lot easier to actually implement it in real life when you visualize. Now, my preference to this is this: I meditate before I do my my visualizations. Why? Because I like to ground myself and put myself in the right state so that I am not on a monkey mind. My mind's not racing everywhere. And when I meditate, afterwards, I have a certain poise and groundedness about me. Instantaneously, I go into the visualizations, which helps me even have more effective visualizations. SAVER. R stands for reading. So read for 10, 15 minutes, maybe 5, 10 pages. Have as much as you can. I sometimes do a half an hour. I used to do an hour, and it changed my life. SAVERS. And then S stands for scribing and journaling. So that's writing down your goals, your outcomes for the day, what you plan to achieve as far as the conversations that you need to have, what outcomes you're looking to have from those conversations, and who you need to connect with, who you need to show appreciation to. You be very clear about that. So throughout the day, you're operating from a place of clarity in your values that you set prior.
So from the first S to the last S, about how long is this process for you?
I would say an hour.
An hour?
Sometimes it can be an hour and a half. I mean, here's the thing.
So what time are you waking up in the mornings?
Consistently, I'm waking up around 6:30.
Yeah.
And anyone who's listening right now and they're kind of cringing at the 6:30, listen, everybody has the same amount of days, same amount of time in a day. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, what I've found is that my most productive times are in the morning when I have least distractions and where my brain is fresh. I didn't use up any of my glucose for the day. I didn't have to make a lot of decisions. There hasn't been any stressors on my day. So I'm able to think clearly on the things that I actually want to create. So the best thing to do is, everybody's different though. I say that with a preface, but honestly, guys, when you're the most productive. Is it really 12:30, 1, 2 in the morning? Or is it earlier in the morning when you actually have
good sleep, fresh start to the day?
Right?
And speaking of waking up and turning off the notifications, one thing that I did probably 2 months ago, not just for the morning, but for the entire day, I turned off my Instagram notifications. And it has been such a game changer because it was constant. Something was popping up and then I would go onto my phone and get, lost in the IG. But now it's only if I'm intentionally going on there that I'll see any of the notifications, which has been super helpful.
Yeah. Getting rid of the notifications because, the notifications, they're not going to serve you unless you're getting paid from these notifications, which most of you guys aren't, right? So you can click on them at strategic times throughout the day. You can let them pile up, check them maybe at noon, and then let them pile up, maybe check them at 6:30 or 7. And then if you want to check it again later on in the night, you can. But that way you're not building the habit of constantly reaching and seeking, right? We want to get you in the habit of constantly reaching inside and seeking instead of reaching on your phone and seeking. Because when you reach inside and you seek, that's going to be the big game changer. And the question that we were talking to on the way here, actually, you're asking me what is the one thing that I would say is super simple that I can share with you guys is being aware of your feelings. Meaning, how are you feeling right now? Ask yourself that question. And it doesn't matter how you're feeling. It doesn't matter if you're feeling great or if it doesn't matter if you're feeling really shitty. The key is being aware of your state and then asking yourself this simple question. What could I do to feel a little bit better right now? What could I do to feel a little bit better right now? Do I need to change my posture? Do I need to change my tonality? Do I need to stand up? Do I need to dance? Do I need to move? Do I need to do something? Do I need to salsa? What needs to happen in order for you to change your emotional state at this moment? And the goal isn't necessarily to go from depressed to, feeling on top of the world. Let's be realistic, guys. That's almost impossible. But the key is you can be depressed or you can be in a sad spot. But then you do something to make you feel a little bit better. And what you consistently do after you ask yourself that question over and over and over and over, and I mean over and over again. I had this reminder on my phone to always ask me to feel good now. Ask me to feel good now. I always ask me, how am I feeling right now? Feel a little bit better right now. I'll give you a ninja trick, not to go too off topic, but this is actually what the thing you can use to implement. On the shortcuts on your phone, you can set in a custom automation where you can have a song play and you can have basically when you tap the back of your phone and under the accessibility settings, there is a there's like double tap and there's a triple tap. And each one of these you can set custom shortcuts, whether taking a screenshot, setting an auto record or whatever. But if you go to a custom automation, now you can have a whole automation scheduled to that one double tap or the single triple tap.
News to me.
So my double tap says, tap into the feeling. You are blessed. Feel good now. Feel good now. And then James Brown, I feel good. And like I have to break my wherever I'm doing, and I have to start dancing, and I have to I have to elevate myself, right?
It.
And that's one of the ways that you can always kind of hack your brain. So the key is your brain's going to get tired of constantly answering this question. Mm-hmm. How am I feeling? What can I do to feel a little bit better?
And
how am I feeling?
The momentum of feeling good is endless. I have been on such a high, and I just keep riding the high, and it's like that's my new norm now.
You are your own best drug.
Yeah, right? I know. It's crazy. And speaking of drugs, we were talking on the way here about alcohol being like cutting that out of, just life in general has been a game changer. I've never felt so good. It's like we think that we feel good when we're out partying and everything. No, I feel good now.
Yeah. And doing that is big because alcohol is a depressant and it lowers your vibration. Although it makes you feel good at the moment, it overall lowers your vibration. And the key, what we were just talking about, asking yourself, how am I feeling? And asking yourself, okay, what can I do to feel a little bit better? What happens is, you're going to get momentum, like you said, and this momentum is going to snowball. Another key to get momentum is actually focusing on your thoughts for 68 seconds. Around 68 seconds is the time where you actually change your emotional state, right? Abraham Hicks says 17 seconds, but it's multiple 17 seconds. But if you start off with 17 seconds and then move on to, it'll be like a trickle effect, and then you'll start to get more momentum, right? So if you're not feeling that great right now, you can focus on something that makes you feel good. An experience that you had, a cute animal, a cool puppy, or like a cool, whatever that thing is that makes you happy, but you focus on that and you really live it. You feel it inside and you actually like embody it. And then you start to feel an emotional rush of endorphins, and it feels good. And then next thing you know, you're going to go on that emotional upward spiral. All of us are manifesting and doing this already, but we're doing it unconsciously, and most of us aren't aware of our states, and then we're consistently doing the things that lower our vibration, and we wonder why we're in a down spot when we're consistently either lowering our vibration or not even being aware.
Right, and when you focus on the good comes. When you're focused on the negative and, the bad things that have happened or how shitty your day was, then tomorrow is going to be the exact same. It's, it's just how you choose to live.
How you choose to live, how you choose to speak, right? Your words are so powerful. A lot of people are super sloppy with their words, super sloppy. And I call people out who are sloppy with their words. And I'll say, hey, maybe is that the best thing to say? Like if you say, I'm so stupid, I'm this, right? If you call yourself stupid, if you call yourself whatever, right? And it's not something that's positive, your ears aren't the only one that heard that. Your subconscious is, and it's actually becoming more of a belief. And whatever you say, you will start to embody, right? So I believe it comes to the affirmations.
Yeah.
You're literally speaking the things that you don't want to existence. For example, this is one of my favorite ones. Talking about sleep. Most people, let's say they look at their alarm clock and they're like, shit, I have to wake up in 4 hours. 5 hours. I am not going to get enough sleep. I'm going to wake up feeling cranky. I already know what this feeling like. Right. You're already anchoring. You're already like basically telling your subconscious mind, because your brain doesn't go to sleep while you're sleeping. Like you're still alive, and like when you wake up, you're going to experience those things. So I've tested this many times. I've been doing it for years. It's a great life hack. Before I go to bed, no matter how much time I have, I intentionally say to myself, I'm going to feel waking refreshed. Yes. I'm going to wake up feeling with joy, with gratitude. I'm going to have love in my heart, and I'm going to be energetic. I'm going to be so excited to take on the day.
Right.
And I say that to myself a couple times.
This literally happened to me last night. So an example of this, I stayed up editing until 4 a.m. Well, I had to be up at 6. And so I knew going to sleep last night that I had a full schedule today, and I like to get my 8 hours of sleep. I just function best like that, and I'm most productive. But I was really excited for today, so I went to sleep last night knowing, okay, you're only going to get a few hours of sleep. You're still going to crush the day tomorrow. It's going to be an amazing day. And then tomorrow night, get your 8 hours. And today I've been full of energy. Here we are filming this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's all about your mindset.
Yeah, and you told yourself something and you followed through, which goes to identity, right? Your identity is something that you're going to do everything that you can to stay consistent with. Right, your brains don't like a thing called cognitive dissonance. When we believe we should be somewhere else and we feel the disconnect from where we are and where we say we should be. For example, like your identity is, well, it doesn't matter if it's marketing, fitness, relationships. You know, you can say, okay, I am athletic, I am healthy, I am fit. Right. So now when you say those things, when your identity is I am a healthy person, when your identity is I am fit, guess what? You're going to drink that water instead of that soda, right? You're going to work out instead of sitting on the couch, right? When you could be sitting on the couch and be like, I am fit, and you didn't work out today, and then your brain's going to be like, okay, what's going on? You said you do this, right? And you're going to get up and go. You're going to be more motivated. You're going to be pulled rather than pushed. It's always easier to get pulled than push something, right? You can pull a string, but you can't push a string. And things line up when they're pulled, right? Yeah. Just like when you're motivating somebody, if you're in sales or if you're in whatever, in a management position or just in the leadership of life, you have kids, you have people, friends and family that look up to you. It's always better to pull and lead from the front by helping reframe people's identity and also reframing your identity about what you believe about yourself. So instead of having those negative beliefs about how you've been in the past with eating or different things, or you know what I mean, is trying to force certain things, be more flowing and just be like, I am healthy. And because I'm healthy,
I'm making healthy choices.
Right? Yeah. I'm waking up early. Right? And it's so much easier to do all the little things when your larger identity changes and then everything follows along. Making sure that your identity is lining up with what your true values are. And what I mean by that is a lot of times most people they don't understand what their true values are.
So speaking of true values, how would you say someone should go about finding their core values?
Great question. You know, if you want to find your soulmate, this is also something that could be applied to. It's becoming very clear about who you are. Your values. What do you value? Do you value freedom? Do you value connection with family and friends? Do you value adventure? Do you value change? Do you like to change things a lot? Do you like uncertainty? Do you like, extreme stuff? Like, everybody has certain values that they live by. Some people love uncertainty. Some people need certainty, right? Everybody's different, right? So like, what I mean by that is, like, you need to write down a list of your top 5 values. Just like you have a top 5 love languages, I will write down actually a list of your top 20 values or 30 values, and then nail it, and then process it down to 5. But just so you're aware of the other things that you stand for. And then you could do that same thing with a partner, right? So a lot of times we look and seek things in a partner, and you got to ask yourself, am I that person right now? Am I attracting that person? And am I going to be able to attract that person living the lifestyle and the things that I'm doing right now? And the question most of the time is, maybe done in the past, but maybe I'm not doing it right now. Mm-hmm. The key is this: being aware of it, asking yourself, okay, that self-awareness question, all right? And then getting to that next level of saying, okay, what do I need to shift?
Right.
And then what do I need to clear? What space do I need to clear? For example, when you cut out alcohol, doors opened up. Space opens up, time opens up.
And when you open up and you're accepting everything that, comes your way that's good, it's just a ripple effect.
It's so beautiful.
It really is.
Now, that's when manifestation gets really fun, because you got me on this topic on here for manifestation. It's interesting. I could tell an example right now about, like, I've recently just manifested getting a spot right on the beach, right on the boardwalk. And I've always wanted to get a spot right on the beach, on the boardwalk. And ever since I was a little kid, I remember when I was young, probably about 10 years old, I remember driving 2 hours to the beach and then being in anticipation, waiting, couldn't wait to get to the beach, right? And then when my dad went to go park, he parked, but there was no parking up front, so we had to park far. And I was walking. I remember carrying all the chairs. I remember carrying everything. I'm looking around, I'm like, damn, this sucks. Like, I don't want to carry, I don't want to wheel this. And then I remember just seeing this family, as soon as we got to the top, right where the beach was, just get outside their house. and just smiles on their face, bring out the chairs, and walk right there. And I remember just walking blocks, and I remember just seeing them just like literally walk steps. And I'm looking at my dad. I'm like,
I want that.
how come? I said, how come we don't have that? Now, this is a time when I was living in Philly too, by the way, where you don't really get to experience the beach like that. So my voyage over here to San Diego is that larger manifestation. I always have water sounds on. I'm always being relaxed and calm by the ocean. I'm a Cancer, so I love the water sounds. I love all that stuff. So I manifested it through multiple different ways. And the crazy part is, ever since I was younger, I always said I wanted to live on the beach. And I visualized it more and more the older I got. But then, before I moved to San Diego, the visualizations got stronger. Mm-hmm. I visualized myself being in San Diego, living on the beach, having the lifestyle, and next thing you know, I got it. Fast forward, I've been here for 4 years, and there's a spot that I had right on Law Street, and as I was meditating on the beach every morning, I would meditate and close my eyes, and I would hear the ocean, and I would visualize myself in my house hearing the ocean sounds. And the biggest part of my manifestation is faith, right? Prior to that, earlier in the year, my landlord was saying that they were trying to take back the apartment and renovate it and raise the rent. I mean, I do real estate. I have a bunch of Airbnbs downtown. I didn't want to live downtown. I wanted to live on the beach. And now all of a sudden, every single place that I was going to apply got 30 applications in, and rent went super high. And the spots weren't even the best. And I was trying to get something quick right by the beach. And I was thinking to myself, like, wow, like this is almost impossible. But I didn't worry. You know what was interesting? I used the same manifestation tactics that I did to manifest cars, other houses, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And what I did was this. Despite my feeling of what I was at right now, I knew what I wanted to feel. I knew I wanted to have a spot where I was proud that I can open up the doors and have the ocean views and read at any time of the day and not walk to the park to sit down on a bench and read or do any of these other activities that I love to do. And I visualized myself during that time when I didn't have that. And I felt that, and it felt so real. You know, what I found is that you can manifest anything, but it may not be on your timing, right. And it might even be better than what you've even expected. Yeah. So you got to leave the door open for, I really want this or better. Right. And there's so many times where I thought that, you know, I was trying to raise money for different real estate deals, and like this certain investors weren't in, and I was like, oh my God, this is the perfect deal for them. I thought this would be perfect. Right. Then, like, I remember one time I asked about 9 people, and I only had like one other person I could possibly think, and I had to close in 2 weeks, and I needed extra $100,000. I was under contract. It didn't matter necessarily how I was going to get the money. All I knew is we have a closing date, right? And something's going to happen in between that period for everything to align. And I just focused on the feeling that I wanted to have versus the how. Right? A lot of us try to focus on the how. We're never going to be able to figure out the how of manifestation.
Right. The universe is wild.
The universe is going to throw some crazy thing at you, and you're like, wait, that's how it's going to happen? Right? And it's going to be weird. Yeah. But if we try to stress out about the how, we're going to be banging our head against the wall, and we're going to have anxiety, we're going to have stress, we're going to have uncertainty. Rather than just focusing on the feeling that we want to actually end result and have, everything else is going to align once we relax and allow.
Like, if you believe in this, you will already naturally relax more. One thing that I don't know if you've ever done this, but I just want to share it being on all of these topics. I've been doing what I call just the word of the week. And at the beginning of the week, I choose one word that I want to embody for the entire week. And then every day I strive to match that word. So 2 of my favorite ones that have really helped me. One week I did commitment. And so I had certain goals and, you know, just different things that I needed to get done or things that I wanted to better about myself. And then every day that week, every hour, when I would think about the word commitment, I would make sure that I was on track and aligned with that. And it really helped. And then another week I did momentum. And so just every day keeping that momentum and just always reflecting back to that word. So I think picking things that can help you stay on track and motivate you, I don't know, it's just been something that's been really helpful for me. So something to try.
I want to try that. Thanks for the tip. I'm actually going to pick my word out. And I think my word for this week, I want to do integrity. What you say, what you do, and what you think all come into integrity, and that integrity is you following through on the things that you set out to do. Right. Put your money where your mouth is. Right? Is your bank account aligned with your time? Are you spending money and are you spending time in the things that you care about? Right? It's all about like being in integrity. What you say, what you think, and how you do. If you say that you really wanted to do something, but you're spending money on something else that it doesn't support your vision or goal, or if you say that you really want to create this thing in your life or create this opportunity, but you're not spending any time on it and you're consistently going out to the bars and drinking or going to the parties, okay, the universe is going to be scratching their head like, oh, how do I give this to them?
Right.
How do I give this to them? They need to be in integrity. And then they need to take action, applied action in a responsible way. And then they need to sit back and let everything come to them. Now, a couple things I would say to do the work. There's ALA, Ascension Leadership Academy, MITT, there's Next Level. All of these are by the same trainers, Chris Lee, Michael Strasner. They have them across the country. Amazing, amazing. I highly recommend. I've enrolled tens of my friends and my family as well, and that has completely changed their life. I've also done Landmark, which I highly recommend. Going to an event where you invest in yourself.
This kind of ties in today too, like investing in yourself. This is why I thought this was so fitting for Julian to come on here talking about brands and taking the leap of faith. It's like all of these practices really do help you become the best version of yourself. That way you can tackle your dreams and your goals. And I know a lot of these things can sound cliche if you don't practice it, but try it. And I promise your life will change in the best way.
Yes. And if you guys want to learn more, you can go to Julian Bradley TV on Instagram. On there, I have my link tree, my TED Talk on there. I have other talks on there as well. And thank you so much for letting me be on this show.
I love
you. Scarlett's the homie. She's great. And thank you so much, man.
Oh, thank you so much. I've loved every second of this. So as always, I hope you took something away from this. Stay tuned for more. And if you have anybody that you think would be fitting to come on here and talk, we can talk about whatever. But just reach out, let me know. You can find this on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Instagram, all over.
See ya.